This is a summary of Fermat's last theorem. So Fermat's last theorem states that x raised to n plus y raised to n equals z raised to n, and that this statement is always false when x, y, z, and n are elements of the natural numbers and n is greater than 2. Notice the similarity to the Pythagoras theorem, and this is because while Fermat was looking at the Pythagoras theorem, he tried putting in an exponent greater than 3 and found that the statement was always false. And so some background on him, on Fermat. Fermat was a French judge and mathematician in his spare time during the 1600s. And so he had an annotated copy of Arithmetica, and he did not write down his actual proofs, and then he just died. So his son published the book. And so people started creating proofs for all the problems that he said he could do until there's only one left, and that is Fermat's last theorem. And so many people tried to create a proof, and a ton of people failed. There was even a prize created. And so the story behind the prize is incredibly interesting. It says that Wolfskel, the person who created the prize, attempted to take his own life after he was rejected by a lover. And the only reason he didn't take his own life was because that he saw this problem and he tried solving it and was inspired. So he decided not to take his life. And ultimately, he decided to bequeath this 100,000 German marks on whoever could solve Fermat's last theorem. Andrew Wiles, eventually in the 1990s, Andrew Wiles showed up, and he was the one who proved Fermat's last theorem correct. And so he used Shimura-Taniyama-Weil conjecture, which states that modular functions are elliptic curves. And so this entire conjecture is incredibly complicated, but essentially one way to oversimplify it is that if you have a coil and you look down it, look from top to bottom, it appears like a circle, but then when you flip it on its side, it then becomes a repeating function, kind of like a sine curve or a cosine curve. And so, was Fermat really right? Many people believe that Fermat was not correct because it took so many resources and so many new fields of math that most people just think he was incorrect. A happy ending for Andrew Wiles. Andrew Wiles was able to claim a number of awards, including the Wolfskel's Prize that I mentioned earlier. And he was even knighted, which is pretty cool. So technically he should be called Sir Andrew Wiles, but I was lazy. And The Simpsons. So The Simpsons has 2 episodes, which the Fermat's last theorem actually contains. And so you'll see both examples showing up on the screen. And so in the first example, the first 9 digits match, whereas in the second example, the first 10 digits match. And this is why they were included inside the show, but they are ultimately incorrect. And thank you. I forgot to turn this off.